French General Gorgeous Quilt, month number 4. We're going to do the hexagon section in this video because there's too much content to do it all in one. So the other one will be cropping up soon. This is something you can be getting on with. We're going to do our hexagons. So some people know how to do this, some people don't. I've got to go at all levels. So I know some people have done the block because I've seen some lovely pictures already. So we're doing the hexagons. You take your paper and you cut out your hexagon shape. You've got the papers at the back, and as you can see, I've done 5 sides. I've got 1 left. You cut exactly on the line, like so, so that because this becomes your shape. This is your template. This would be, you know, the thing that has to be accurate. So just take your time in doing that. I do quite like cutting out the papers, which is good. It is a scorching day here today, so I'm sitting here in my like seaside attire really. And place your hexagon on the middle-ish of your square. Take the fabric and fold it over one of the edges like so. Just do a little finger press if you want to. Take a needle threaded with a knot in the end. So we go up, come up from the bottom like so. You can use any thread for this. If you've got tacking thread, any old stuff in the bottom of your sewing box, then you can use that. Use anything you want. So there we go. So then get to the next one, fold the next one up, and then go up. Your anchor in the corners really. Next one like so. Down again. Up. Fold.
So you're just doing the corners?
Doing the corners.
That's all, okay.
And I'm just doing
1 stitch?
Yeah. 1 stitch, because you don't want to put too many stitches in. People think you need to put loads in and you really don't.
I'm going to show you the ones that you've already done with little stitches in. Look, see how many there are, look, see?
Yeah, you can probably see them better on there, can't you?
Yeah.
So that you don't need to put... I once asked somebody to stitch some for me and they came back beautiful, but stitched with loads and loads of stitches in. And you'll see why it's beneficial not to in a minute. So, like so. Cut off your thread and you've got 1 little hexagon complete. How beautiful is that? I'll move my needle because it's just sticking to my fingers today. Like so. Once you've done that, carry on, do all of them or just do a batch of them. We need 4 rows of 9 for what we're doing. So depending how excited you are, you could just do 1 and then do the next stage, up to you. So what you do then is you take your, you want to look at the back, Mark?
No, it's fine, it's fine.
No, what about the back of this? Okay. You can see exactly what it looks like on the back, all folded over and pressed. Okay, so this has just got 1 short, so I'm using it for a demo as to what to do next with a very, very, very short piece of thread. So you pop it against the last one, mix them up. They can be any direction you want. I just mixed up lights and darks, didn't even think about it really. Put them right sides together like so, and you're going to do little stitches this time. So if you can do them not going through the paper, is that the right angle, Mark? Can you see?
That's lovely, yeah, perfect. You
just stitch them together, so you're going through both lots of fabric.
Just catching the edge, aren't you?
Just catching the edge, yeah. My needle's just slipping today. So you keep going all the way across. When you've done that, go all the way across and cast off, and then open him out like so, and then join up your row. Press it really, really, really well from the back and the front at this stage.
Would you do all of the hexagons and then join up your rows, or would you do your rows as you go?
Depends what mood I'm in.
Okay.
Sometimes
it doesn't matter.
No, if they're all done, you can see them all and mix and match them, can't you? Yep. So it's, you know, you might want to do that. Once you've done that, and this is the reason you want to do big stitches, are you with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to just snip that bit there. Then what you do is get a pin or your scissors underneath, and you can see they easily come out like so. Pull them. This one, that's where the knot is at the back, look. So turn him over and find the knot, which is somewhere under here. And then what you do is, if you can't find the knot, if you just pull the paper out, it'll come with it. And then because you've pressed it so well, they pop back into shape like that. See? So there, that's finished and ready to put onto your background.
So you take the papers out of all of the ones in each line?
Yep. If by any chance any of them don't look as flat as you want them, get them to that stage and press them again. That's perfectly okay. But you can see the difference between a pressed row and not. Well, can you see, Mark?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. This is a little bit puffier, you can see.
Yeah.
But once you press them, they go nice and flat. This is, you can be making anything like this. Grandmother's flower garden, like really gorgeous, antique looking quilts.
Little coasters.
Little coasters, anything, yeah.
You still got the needle in this one, Dan?
Yeah, I know. That's okay. I'll lose another one then, shall I? Well, no, it don't matter. I'm just going to talk about how you get them onto here now.
Okay.
Your choice now, whether you put them on here now or whether you put these pieces on your block that you haven't made yet. But to be perfectly honest, as long as you're stitching accurately, which I'm sure you are now because you've all had 4 months practice and nobody has come to me in a trauma, so that's good. Just a few little questions. I don't mind questions. Email questions, please, because that's where you can get me most easily. So if you've got any questions, just get to me and ask. It's not a problem. But I think everybody's doing okay, unless nobody's opened any of their packets. I mean, that is a thought, isn't it?
Pictures would be nice. Some pictures of finished.
Yeah,
blocks as
we've
well,
had some. We had one this morning, didn't we?
Yeah.
Nice finished block. Right. So where you position this is entirely up to you. It's just make sure that you don't want to put it here because you'll have a gap either end, and you don't want to put it here because you'll have too many overhanging. So I'm thinking I like to leave a little bit overhanging, right? So I'd place it on there, obviously do them all the same once you've decided, and pop my ruler on here. So that's about 1 inch, look, right? So I'm going to go 1.25 inches. Just because that allows my 1/4 inch seam allowance to join it to my...
But anybody can do whatever
they want. It's entirely up to you. Take something and mark it like so. And this is important. You think, oh, I can just pin it and it'll, be okay. But what you want to do is when you put your hexagons on this line, if you get the tips of right, lined up with the line, it's going to be fine. So you have to move them out sometimes. See, all the way up. All your tacking's out at this stage, remember, and it's beautifully pressed. So then I just put a couple of pins in either end, like so. And then you're going to just stitch it in place. You can do this by hand or machine, entirely up to you. I prefer hand, just because that's me. But if you want to machine it on, you could make a decorative feature of it with a zigzag or a blanket stitch. But otherwise, just a little stitch that you're catching the top and catching the bottom. Move across, catching the top, catching the bottom. Doesn't have to be too many stitches either, just enough to keep it in place. That's all really.
Could you go straight down the middle?
No.
Okay. Right.
What are we going to do with him?
So you have to go around the edges of the hexagons.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Up and down, up and down, up and down. Because if you go down the middle, Mark, they'll all start flopping up, won't they?
Just a question.
I know. When it's like 100 years time and somebody's looking at this vintage heirloom quilt that you've made. So yeah, you need to secure. It is a good question. Yeah. All around the edges. Okay. So then you'll have 4 of these ready to add to your finished block. So if you want to crack on with those in the heat of the day, that'll be lovely. Or watching the TV, like it's an ideal thing just to pick up and put down. Pick up, take to wherever you're going in your bag. So if you can get on with that for now, we'll be back. I don't know when, a couple of days, maybe a week or so, I don't know, with the block itself. But just keep coming whipping in and out and looking at us. But don't forget, any problems, if you're worrying about anything, this is supposed to be fun. And we're soon going to join our first section together, which really will be fun. So keep stitching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.